us, don't talk, let's go. Then they come and Pattabhisheka takes place and huge, fantastic global celebration and gift was given by Ramachandra to everybody. Ultimately, he takes out one extraordinary mystical Ratnahara and gives it to Sita and tells Sita, that person who is having the greatest valor, virtue, values in the entire world, that person has got the 10 greatest virtues, values and valor in the entire world. For such person, you hand over this Ratnahara. Then Sita Devi looks and smiles at Rama. Instead of giving so much of description, you should have told, give it to Hanuman. Who else other than Hanuman, who is the greatest personality of values, virtues and valor? And they called and it was given, Ratnahara was given. And now Ramachandra says, everybody I am giving the moksha, every human being and every plant and everything that was existing in my Ramavatara, I am going to give moksha, and you are my most favorite, I am going to give moksha to you. Then he said, I don't want moksha as long as the moon is there, the sun is there, the fire is there, the earth is there, and the Vayu is there, Ramakatha will be there, and wherever Ramakatha takes place, I have to go there. People may not see me physically, but I have to listen to the Ramakatha, and the joy of that, mystical joy of that, the sacred joy of that, divine joy of that, blissful joy of listening to Ramakatha is much more superior and supreme than the moksha sukha. So I don't want that moksha. Please allow me to be here, listening to Ramakatha wherever it takes place in any part of the world. Then Ramachandra smiles and calls him and embraces him, and that touch, mystical touch, that great touch, alingana, hugging of Ramachandra to Hanumanta, immediately Hanumanta, tears of joy, he makes an expression, this is not hugging, this is Brahma Samsparsha, much more than the Moksha Sukha. And that Hanuman, he is the hero of Sundarakanda. Everybody knows the story, but that is the greatest Bhakta, greatest Dasa. All the Dasas, Purandar Dasa, Kanaka Dasa, Vijay Dasa, Gopal Dasa, Jagannath Dasa, all the Haridasas, they have just followed the footsteps of the Hanuman. All the Acharyas, they have followed the footsteps of Hanuman. All the greatest thinkers in the world, they have followed the footsteps of Hanuman. All the greatest brilliant intellectuals in the world, they have followed the footsteps of Hanuman. So I pray, Lord Ramachandra and Hanuman to bless all of you with Buddhi, Bala, Yashas, Dhairya, Nirbhayatva, Arogatva, Ajaditva, Vakpudutva, with complete health and happiness, peace and prosperity. These few words, I conclude this program. And once again, last time when I conducted the Narasimha here, Sujatha made a vote of thanks speech for 2.5 minutes, but it became historic, memorable. A lot of people have experienced, cherished that. Just a 2-minute speech by a lady, housewife, can make a lot of difference, qualitatively different, differently different. I thank especially Sujatha and Vasu, they are Haribhaktas, and they always think of the Lord, chant the Lord, recite the God's Namasparana, and I pray, Lord, once again to bestow to this house and to this family all the great things and good things to come, all the health and happiness and peace and prosperity. And also my special thanks to my friend and relative and guide and philosopher Dr. Madhav and Chandrika family. They're a very glorious family. Today from morning, I don't want to explain that I had some type of divine experience in this family. Every day they are conducting Nityotsava, daily celebration. Nityotsava and Nitya Mangala is happening in that house. Once again, I pray Lord Ramachandra and Hanuman to bless the entire family. And all of you have listened to Sundarakanda. From your childhood, by this time you must have listened to 1000 times to Hanuman story. But Sundarakanda said it is not story, it is a Siddhi mantra, it is a mantra Siddhi. Every time you listen indirectly, invisibly, Lord Hanuman, who is sitting here, has blessed all of you, has blessed all of you. I pray, Lord Hanuman, to take care of your children, to take care of your children. He is the one who cares for the children, who loves the children, and let your family be blessed by him. With these words, I conclude.
Namaskaram, everybody. After listening to Mama's speech, I'm breathless. People who know me will think that it is because of asthma, but it is not. It is because of the story of the Vayuputra. He has brought Hanuman here. I've been exposed to Valmiki Ramayana since my high school days. Somebody gave me, the Tamil teacher gave me the whole book of Valmiki Ramayana and said, Sujatha, you have 3 months. You need to learn this very well, and you will have to do a written exam and an oral exam on behalf of the school you are going to participate. So I used to study that book day and night, especially in the night after 10 o'clock, after doing my school homework. And I did that exam and the oral presentation also. Many years, for all of us, when you think about Ramayana, we think that it is only a poetical narration and a historic fiction. But if you take the journey, spiritual journey, reading the Sundarakandam regularly, then you will feel the divine nature. As Mama said, it is the Siddhi Mantra. And you will feel the presence of God with you whenever you are reading it. Many people inspired me. One day, from nowhere, my friend's mother gave me the book. She said, why don't you read Sundarakand? Oh, Mommy, I don't have your book. Then she said, okay. She went to the puja room and brought the book and said, this book was given to me by my grandfather, and you have to take this book and read it. So I read it, and I didn't have Pattabhishekam chapter in that book. That Mommy wrote Pattabhishekam chapter by hand and gave it to me to do the Pattabhishekam, and she was there to help me out. And from that time onwards, I got involved with Sundarakandam, and many friends inspired me a lot. One of the friends, Kala here, who is sitting, she wrote Sundarakandam in Tamil, and then she gave it to me. And that also came when I was reading Sundarakandam. And another person wrote Adhyatma Ramayana, and another Mami, she's a very elderly person, she introduced me to Adhyatma Ramayana, and that is a turning point in my life. I could feel that I was moving towards a spiritual pathway, and many mystical experiences I had, and many things which I did not understand in Sundarakanda, Adhyatma Ramayana was able to give the answer to me. And as usual, we went to the temple for Vishnu Sahasranama. I had just started reading Sundarakanda this year. And every time I read Sundarakandam, Anjaneya comes to us. And either in the form of a photo or in some form, he always, every time he comes to us. And when I read certain chapters, when it is about Sita feeling sad, something sad will be there on that day. When I read something, when she gets Subhashagananga, when other things, good things happen to me. And especially when I read the chapter where Hanuman was tied by the Brahmastra, for 20 minutes, I will be having a very tough experience that day. In fact, the previous day I would say, I'm going to read Brahmastra tomorrow, I have to be careful. But after reading it, I will totally forget it. That day will be like a dream day for me. And there will be a situation where I will be struggling for 20-25 minutes, one Muhurta Neram. And I will be calling desperately my Anjaneya, and he will come and help me. This has happened several times during our Sundarakandam time. And the other day when Sri Bindu Madhava said that Mama is going to narrate Sundarakandam in your house, I thought this time Anjaneya has decided to come to my house in the form of Mama and Mami to bless us. So I was so happy. The countdown had started for me on that day. And this time I was not very fortunate to listen to Mama's talks. Only one day I went and he was explaining the churning of the Ksheerasagara. Then he said those people who listen to this will have the dreams of getting all the Aishwarya and all the things that was coming out of the Sagara. I went to bed, nothing happened, I woke up. But then in my mind I knew that Anjaneya is going to come today in his form. So it doesn't matter, I didn't get any good things in the dream, but the reality, it has happened today, and it has given me an immense experience today. And Mama, as usual, in his own beautiful, blissful, crisp, dramatic, elegant, eloquent, interesting, fantastic, great, interesting, magnificent, mystical, nice, pressurizing, reverberating, scintillating language. He has brought the Vishwarupam of Anjaneya and all the essence of Sundarakanda to us. As Mama has explained, Sundare Sundaro Ramaha Sundare Sundaro Sundari Sita Sundaro Sundari Katha Sundare Sundari Vanam. And what is not Sundaram in the whole thing? And if you apply the same thing to Mama's talk, his expression was Sundaram, his eloquency was Sundaram, his vivid explanation was Sundaram, and by listening to that, he had made our life Sundaram, and this evening Sundaram. So thank you very much, Mama, for that. And many people has helped me to have this great experience in life. My mother and my husband, as you all know, were always a source of inspiration for me, pushing me to do things. And even if I hesitate with several illnesses, he'll say, no, you can do it. Read Sundarakandam, you will be able to do it. And I should really be thankful to both of them. And I thank Chiranjeevi, Bindu Madhava and Chandrika for bringing Mama and Mami here. And Anjaneya, if you remember, Mama said that Anjaneya asked for visitor's visa, but we will request Mama to get permanent visa. So he will be here all the time to submerge us in the Sagara of Ramayana and the other Vedic knowledge. So we will be also be very blissful. Anjaneya, he explained, he came all the way, he flew over the sea to come to Australia, just as to explain how Anjaneya flew over to reach the Lanka. So it is a very, very divine experience, Mama, and we thank Mama and Mami for their presence today. And this quote comes to my mind before I conclude. Before you pray, have faith. Before you think, before you write, you think. Before you speak, you listen. And before you quit, you try. Before you die, listen to Aralumallige, Mama and Mami's talk, so that it will lead us to salvation. So really, thank you very much, Mama. Thanks all of you for coming to listen this great event. And every food has been offered to Sundaramurthy. So please take one message. Let us be positive in life all the time. And whatever is given to us is His blessing. Because if He gives, it will give us, if we decide and do something, it will lead to hopeless end. But if He gives, it will give you an endless hope. So let us take this message from Mama's talk, and we will look forward to your visit very soon. And again, I dreamt about Narasimha Avataram, I dreamt about Sundarakandam. I have another dream which Mama and Mami will come and talk in this house. I'm very sure God will make it happen. So thank you very much, Mama, and thanks for all the mic arrangements. Please enjoy the food, and sorry for taking your time. Thank you very much.